tamaha evam tvayi nanyate tosti na karma lipyate nare. Somebody can read the word to word, please. Translation.
Kurvan,
Kurvan,
doing continuously.
doing continuously.
Eva,
Eva,
thus.
thus.
Iha, during this span of life.
In this span of life.
Karmani,
Karman,
work. Jijiviset, one should desire to live. Shatam,
Shatam,
100.
100.
Samaha,
Maha,
years.
yes.
Evam,
Eva,
so living.
living.
Tvai,
Okay.
unto you.
Yeah.
Na, no. Anyatha,
Yeah.
alternative.
Okay.
Itaha, from this path. Asti, there is. Na, not. Karma,
Karma,
work.
work.
Lipyate,
Lipyate,
can be bound.
can be bound.
Nare, unto a man.
Until now. Translation.
One may aspire to live for hundreds of years if he continuously goes on working in that way, for that sort of work will not bind him to the law of karma. There is no alternative to this way for man.
So this is called as how to catch fish without getting wet. This verse will teach that. By developing attachment to the Lord, one can actually act without entanglement, act without bondage. Generally, impersonalists fear action because they think as soon as you act, even with the speech, you can be entangled by your speech also, because speech is also one of the karmendriyas. Yeah, speech also is one of the karmendriyas. So you can, for example, you can give curse to somebody, and the curse can entangle you. For example, in the course of cursing someone, you become extremely angry. You use your tapovalam because of becoming too much angry, like that. So, and also if you spoke a improper word, for that there will be karma bandhana also. Correct? No? One speaks unbefitting words. So in this way you will find what to speak of the hands and legs and genitals and rectum and everything, different karmendriyas. Correct? No? So in this world, actually, even those who are very strict karma kanda practitioners, there is something called panchasuna, we call it. Panchasuna means when you are walking on the road, unknowingly you put your feet on ant. Similarly, when you are pouring water from a jug into another vessel, some germs die because of that. Similarly, when you inhale and exhale, many germs die. Therefore, Jains put, you've seen that? They put a white putty kind of thing, they put mask, yeah. And also when you take a matchstick, when you lit up, so many germs are burnt. You may not even see them. So by burning fire, by pouring water, by walking on the road, by breathing, and then fifth one is pestling. Pestling, yeah, panchasuna they call it. So these 5 sins are very easy to commit and one cannot easily escape it. Correct? No? So there is one very easy way to escape these 5. What is it? Make sure your body, mind, words are engaged in devotional service. For example, you are a devotee. You finish your Mangalarati and everything. You're walking down the steps. Unknowingly, your foot touched the ant. So, of course, the ant may die sometimes. But you didn't do it knowingly. But because your body is a devotee body, the karmic reaction doesn't touch you. It doesn't come on you. Actually, anybody who is engaged in the yajna of the Lord, unknowingly there are many mistakes happen by the living entities in this world. Knowingly, we should not torture, we should not crush an ant or something unnecessarily. But unknowingly, if it happens, as long as your body is completely engaged in devotion service, you are, he says, Naham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami. Yeah. So therefore, you will find when we go ahead with the purport, it will become clear to you. You can live for hundreds and thousands of years without getting entangled there, as it says in this world. And not just existing in the world, even acting in the world. Like Ambarish Maharaj is acting or not? Janak Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Gaya Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj. Correct, no? So these kings not only existed, I'll show you one verse. Viheshu dareshu suteshu bandhushu Vipottamasyandanavaji vastushu Akshaya ratnabaranambaradishu Anantakosheshvakarot asanmatim. Translation.
Maharaj Ambarish gave up all attachment to household affairs, wives, children, friends, and relatives, to the best of powerful elephants, to beautiful chariots, carts, horses, and inexhaustible jewels, and to ornaments, garments, and an inexhaustible treasury. He gave up attachment to all of them, regarding them as temporary and material.
Amazing, na? So he had all these things all around him. Did he become entangled? He remained unattached, isn't it? I heard a story once upon a time. A few monkeys, they always used to wander in a group, one place to another. They used to go. So one area, the new area they came, whenever they would come to a new area, they had one leader monkey, who would actually tell them that, don't proceed ahead unless I tell you whether we can proceed or not. So it was a very hot sunny day through the jungle, and when they came to the area, there was a big lake, and all the monkeys want to run and jump in the lake and drink water and enjoy. But the leader monkey said, wait a minute, let us see whether it's a safe place. So when they went near the lake, they found big footprints. So then the monkey thought it's a very risky place. Better not jump into the water. All the other monkeys are very disturbed. Why the leader monkey is not letting us drink water? But the leader said, I foresee that there is a very dangerous creature in this. They call it the ogre, they call it, O-G-R-E. O-G-R-E means what? Like a yaksha kind of thing, Yaksha, ogre, yeah, ogre. There is an ogre living in that water. And the ogre was seeing so many monkeys have come. If they all come close to water, I can swallow them, eat them up. I can catch bunches of five of them and swallow them. He thought like that. But he was not coming out of the water. He was just watching. And because the monkeys were planning to turn away from the water and go, now he thought it is high time now. So he came out of the water up to half the body and said, oh, monkeys, he called. This is fresh, cooling, chill waters of the reservoir. On such a hot sunny day, which a fool will miss taking a bath in this water? Why don't you come and enjoy? You say, I don't even want to come out of the water. I'm happy inside. He was telling. And then immediately little monkey told all of them, just see, I told you. And all the monkeys said, but he's inviting us to take bath. Leader said, forget it. So, and then as they were proceeding away from the lake, that ogre started shouting and yelling and calling names. I said, you fools, you're wasting a good opportunity and everything. But little monkey said, see, we are going to enjoy these waters, but not going to be caught by you. They said, and how did they do that? They went and caught reeds, they call it. Reed means like a tubular grass. You have seen that? Long grass, very long grass, probably half of the ceiling. So all of them, he took them at one place. They picked up the reeds, and then they climbed up a tree. And the tree had extended branches over the lake. So sitting in the branch, they put the reed like a straw. They were drinking water. And the ogre got thoroughly frustrated. He couldn't catch them. So the whole idea of the story is what? The monkeys, did they drink water or not? But did they get caught by the ogre? Yeah. So if ogre is Maya, so we should be able to live in this world and use the commodities of Maya, but in Krishna's service. And you don't get entangled. It's not that you are running away from the world. Oh, world is full of Maya. Let me go to the jungle. Let me go to the Himalayas or something. You live in the middle of the heart of the city, but you don't get entangled. You take the things, but use it only in Krishna service. Practically, we can see we are using laptop, we are using mic, we are using cars. We are, we are living in the heart of the city. We are going through the city. There are so many billboards on either side. So your devotee knows what should be picked up and what should be dropped. You can't use a billboard, cinema poster in anything in your Krishna consciousness, so you just neglect it. And what can be used, you use it. What cannot be used, you just reject it. So in this way, a devotee of the Lord can live life like this. He knows the art of living, true living. In like Ambarish Maharaj is a amazing example. Some few months ago, I heard something very interesting. That now I understand why I should respect the devatas. Because I used to think devatas are sense gratifiers. We had such an idea. But later I understood the sense gratification on earth and sense gratification on heaven, if you compare, it's not the same. There is a big difference. For example, in the heaven, there is only birth and death. There is no old age. There is no disease. You know that? The heaven, these things are not there. Yeah. Whereas on earth, there is birth, old age, disease, and death. You find. And the heaven, I heard, they don't pass stool at all. There is no toilets. You heard that? His Holiness Bhakti Vaishnava Ashray Maharaj said. He said there is no need of toilets there. And also he was telling that, In the heaven, they have a youthful body from beginning to end. One day, suddenly they leave the body. They die. It's like that. Otherwise, throughout the life, nobody gets old there. They remain youthful and young like this. And many of them have fragrant bodies also. Heaven, like Urvashi, for example. Urvashi is Nabi, like a lotus fragrance comes. That kind of thing. And also, they have a Bhoga Yoni, because of which, if the Apsaras unite with somebody, they don't want to beget children, then they won't get children. Simply by will. If they have to give a child, they can give a child. That kind of, they can remain virgin even after donating hundreds of times. So that kind of body, women have that type of body. And also they have very handsome bodies. And all the items of enjoyment like food, music, dance, lavish palaces and facilities, kind of thing, and very long duration of life, very fine standards of pleasure. Correct, no? Hardly any hard work to do there. And also many things they can get at will. Like, for example, they can hold one herb in the hand and disappear in one place, and they can reappear in another place. They have this type of these powers they have. So now compare their bhoga with our bhoga. Our bhoga is pathetic bhoga here. Correct, no? Our tooth falls off, eyes go into sockets, and our ears get waxed. Correct, no? All kinds of, and we have all kinds of complicated diseases in the body. Even in this nasty body, we are trying to enjoy. You can see, but they are trying to enjoy is meaningful because their body doesn't show suffering very easily. See, if body doesn't show suffering, it's very frightening, no? Because if body makes you feel everything is all right, then how many of you feel that it's little difficult to practice spiritual life? Correct, no? Correct. Because if body shows suffering, at least it gives becomes an impetus. Correct, no? For taking the spiritual life serious. That's precisely the point they are saying. Kim dushkarayna kradubhistapo pratair dhanadi virva dyujayena falguna nayatra narayana pada pankajas smriti pramushta atishayendriyotsavat. They are saying atishayendriyotsavat. Because of that, smriti pramushta. Our buddhi has become brashta. They are saying we are unable to take the spiritual life. So, in this way, you can see Ambarish Maharaj was living a heavenly type of life. But he was not attached. He was completely detached. And in the same manner, you will find Atmajaya Sutagara Pashudravina Bandhushu Rajye Cha Vikale Nityam Virudham Mamatam Jahau. 8 things our Parikshit Maharaj gave up before arriving at the bank of Ganges. So he is saying, if you see here, word by word, Atma means his own body he gave up. Ajaya, his wife, Suta's son, Agara, his king palace, and Pashu means all the elephants and horses and all. Dravina is the wealth, Bandhushu, friends and relatives, and Rajya, Avikalachanatya means his kingdom was undisturbed kingdom. There was no competitor for him in the world. Somebody may say there was too much competition, so he gave up. No, there was no competition for him. He was Avikale, he says. Such a kingdom he had. But Virudha, Mamatam, Jahau. He gave up the Mamata too. So then such a king deserves to live for Shatam Samaha. Hundreds of years he can, because he was completely detached from all these things. And most important thing, both these kings, Ambarish and Parikshit, I showed you 2 shlokas now. Their detachment was not out of frustration. You can see that they were very, very successful. Like Prabhupada gives 2 examples. One is of Parikshit and one is of Nimai Pandit. Nimai Pandit, Prabhupada says, had a most handsome body. He was a Guruji of so many hundreds of Nyaya Shastra students. And he even defeated Keshav Kashmiri. He even took a civil disobedience movement against Chand Kazi. So, which means when he was just one evening he called, thousands and thousands of people were ready to accompany him. That means he was a hero amongst the people in Navadvip. You can see that. And also he had a wife like Lakshmi Priya, Vishnu Priya, who were most submissive and most beautiful, and loving mother like Sachi. With all these things, at the age of 24, what he did? He renounced the world. So did he renounce out of frustration? No. He renounced out of attraction to Krishna. Another example is Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj was protected by Lord Krishna in the womb of his mother. His name is Vishnu Rat. So he was protected by Vishnu. And also, he was a great chivalrous hero. Although he inherited the kingdom, from his grandfathers. He was not a coward. Oh, thank God my grandfather gave me the kingdom. Thank you very much. Somehow he was ruling. No. After he occupied the seat, 3 times he challenged the whole world. 3 yajnas he performed, in which he told, anybody interested to fight with me? Anybody interested to fight? Anybody interested to fight? From all the directions. He made announcement. Everywhere. Loud announcement. Whole world got none of them wanted to fight. That means he was an unrivaled hero of his times. So both by inheritance as well as by merit. In both ways, Parikshit was a great hero. And his birth was great because all saintly people glorify him, that Lord Vishnu personally protected him. So his birth was great, his activity, his rule was great. Then after that he subdued Kaliraj. He was ready to even chop off his head. When he surrendered, he forgave him. So that is also a very chivalrous act. That was also very great. And also, he is coming from a very grand and great lineage of Pandavas who were all Prem Vibhaktas, loving servitors of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna served as servant of Pandavas. He's coming in royal lineage. That is great. So even after being great in all this respect, do you think any failure in his life? But he is detached from all these 8 things. That means he's detached from these things because of attachment to Krishna. So this is the condition. If you are attached to Krishna and you are detached from Maya, you deserve to live for 100 years. Shatam Sama. Hundreds of years you can live. That's the verse. That's what the verse says. Let's go to the purport. Please go to the purport.
No one wants to die. Everyone wants to live as long as he can drag on. This tendency is visible.
As long as you can drag on, he says. There is something called as Jivitasha. This verse comes in the first canto, 13th chapter. Jivitasha yata bhavan bhima apavarjitam pindam adarte grihapalavat. What's the first line? Aho mahi yasi jantor jivitasha yata bhavan bhima apavarjitam pindam adatte grihapalavat. This is told by Vidura. Aho mahi yasi jantu. In this world, all the jantus have a very strong desire for living a very long life. Correct, no? Once a snail, a snail was moving his body very, very slowly, moving like this. One devotee saw it in the garden and showed to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, look at this snail. So Prabhupada saw it. And then devotee said, Prabhupada, you look so pathetic, so nasty. We feel why this creature is living. And Prabhupada said, when demigods see you, they think like that only. They have such fine bodies. So we are thinking our body is very wonderful, snail's body is bad. But in front of demigods worry, demigods wonder why these guys are living. Such a horrible lives, such horrible bodies. So but even the snail has Jivitasha, do you agree? He wants to live a longer life. He has a desire. Try to catch a fly, it will escape you. Nobody wants to die in this world. Everybody wants to live a longer life. There is one verse which says, Tarava kim na jivanti bastra kim na shasantyuta nakadanti na meghanti kim grame pashavo apare. It says, very, very strong verse it is. This verse says, this is spoken by Shaunaka Rishis actually. They are saying, Tarava kim na jivanti. A human being, you are not becoming Krishna conscious. So what is the use of your existence? You better die. And then he says, what he says? Tarava kim na jivanti. You think only you are living? Even the trees are living for a long time. Somebody may say, but how can you compare my body with trees' body? I am breathing, but the trees are not breathing. Then next he says, Bastra kim na shasantyuta. Even the bellows of a blacksmith are breathing. You have seen that? He does like that. You have seen that? They make sound. So they are also breathing. Immediately the man is offended. Hey, come on. You are comparing my breathing with the bellows of a blacksmith. How can you compare? And then he says, and the man says that, but don't you see me married and I have wife and I have begotten 3-4 children and I am living as a human being with wife. And then he says, na kadanti, na mehanti. Don't you see this dog, village dogs? They are also eating. They are also passing stool. They are also having sex. Kim gramo pashavu apare. Are there not other animals who are living in village, marrying and begetting children, eating food and passing stool? Other animals means what? You are also another animal. Pashavo apare. Do you think you are the only animal? They are also there. Either is very strong, no? Very powerful. It's a very secret. Just like our Barnasha once had to cross the small gate. He was about to go and another man came from the opposite side. He said, I'm in a hurry. And the man said, Then Bharnasha was ready to give way. And the man also added, he said, I don't give way for fools, he said. And Bharnasha moved aside and said, but I give, he said. So you understand one. And that fellow didn't understand immediately. After he went a little distance, he understood, oh, what he said, Similarly, he says, Kim grame pashavo apare, he says, you think you are the only animal? There are other animals in the village. They also beget children. They also live a long life, he says like that. So, in that purport, Prabhupada is writing very amazingly. He says that there are some trees which live 1,000 years also. 2,000 years, 5,000 years. You know that? Huh? Redwood trees live very long lives. I heard the maximum years I've heard is 7,000. They have lived up to 7,000 years. But if you look at the tree living so long, the tree has seen Buddha coming and going, Krishna coming and going, and Jesus has come and gone. Jesus came 2,000 years ago. Correct, no? Buddha came? Yeah, 500 years ago. And Krishna came 5,000 years ago. That fellow has seen all of it, but made no difference. He's just standing in the same place. No difference at all to his life. So therefore he's saying, what is the use of a long life? Of existing a long period of life. If you see sometimes people dying, people have this ventilator on their nose, like a vegetable. Huh? Actually, I used to wonder why people put ventilators, because that person cannot talk non-ventilator. Can he talk? You can only see that he's alive, that's all. Just breathing and existing, like a vegetable, that's all. So what do you gain by extending someone's life? Huh? Think about it. So, in that place, Prabhupada says in the purport, Shankaracharya lived only till 32 years. And Chaitanya existed till 48 years. But look at the name. Huh? And Chaitanya left behind only one Shikshashtakam, that's all. What a weighty personality. Huh? What kind of leaders he produced, like our 6 Goswamis. What kind of teaching, sublime teaching. The whole world is now rejoicing it. So, even if you live a shorter life, you should do a quality job and go. Do something so great and go. So the world will benefit from it for all time to come. So these people are in that category. And then Prabhupada says that, like when you see Parikshit Maharaj, in the time of his birth, all the Brahmanas were, like sort of predicting his qualities. Something like 12 qualities. They say he will be tolerant like earth. He'll be devotionally minded like Prahlad. He'll be charitable like Rantideva. Like that they are saying the different qualities. And then as he proceeds, he says that at a certain point of his life, a snake bird, Takshaka, will bite him, and then he will leave the body. And he will given a notice for 7 days. And Yudhishthira Maharaj doesn't talk one word about it. When he hears from the Brahmanas, I was very surprised. How is it that Yudhishthira is hearing about Parikshit's death? He didn't ask any question. So later on, I heard the reason for that. Because Yudhishthira Maharaj was such a wise personality, he never bothered, how Parikshit would take birth and how he would die. He only would bothered about how he would live out his life. Therefore, it is said, Pratijan me pita mata paya. It says, no? Every life, everybody gets a mother and father. Pig gets mother and father or not? Donkey gets, cat gets, everybody gets. Without mother and father, how are they born? Correct, no? So getting mother and father is not difficult. Taking birth and dying is also common for all humanities. But how you live your life is the most important thing. So the quality of your existence. Kim pramattasya bahubir parokshairhaya nayaniha varam muhurtam viditam gatate shreyase yataha. It's a beautiful verse. One moment of transcendental thought is far superior to a long life of colossal waste. He says that even if you, one moment of transcendental thought, kim pramattasya bahubir. He says that, one moment of spiritual consciousness is far superior to your elongated long duration of life, like that our Katvanga Raja. He had only one muhurta. But muhurta sarvam utsrijya katavana vayam harim. So when Katvanga Raja came to know that I only have one muhurta, immediately he left the heavenly planets, came to earthly planet, went to puja room, closed his eyes and chanted the holy name and went back to Godhead. But that one moment took him to Godhead, back to Godhead. Ante Narayana Smriti, like that. So therefore Shastras emphasize these two things only. There is a test how you live your life. There is a test how you should live your life. So the test for how you live your life is Utpadi Yajaratyam Shamahi Kevalam. That means the duties you do in this world should awaken love for Krishna. That, like for example, Dharma Swanishtita Pumsam Vishwaksena Kadasya Na Utpadi Yajaratyam Shamahi Kevalam. That is your lifestyle, how you live your life, everyday life. And for the ending of your life, Ante Narayana Smriti. What that was? Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya Dhanmalabha Parapumsam Ante Narayana Smriti. So one is for the time of death kept. remembering the Lord, and another one is for the leading the life. Both of them talk about the same thing. Na utpadi dadiratim. And there until Narayana Smriti. So remembering the Lord at the time of death, remembering the Lord while living your life. This is the success of your life. So if you are able to remember during the duration of life, your life can be short or life can be long. It is immaterial for you. You don't have to worry about it. Even if you lived a short life, if you remember the Lord throughout your life is perfect. That is the point. Okay, now we read the purport.
This tendency is visible not only
This tendency means
individually.
wanting to live a long life. That tendency, yeah.
This tendency is visible not only individually but also collectively in the community, society, and nation. There is a hard struggle for life by all kinds of living entities, and the Vedas say that this is quite natural.
Yeah. See, there's a hard struggle for life. I read one famous sentence in the book Message of Godhead. You've seen the thin book Message of Godhead? That Prabhupada says, in the capacity of a false enjoyer, without any obedience to the supremely powerful Lord, the soul searches for permanent happiness life after life. Powerful statement, no? We'll repeat this. In the capacity of a false enjoyer, without any obedience to the supremely powerful Lord, the soul searches for permanent happiness life after life. See, the permanent happiness is in the Supreme Lord. But the soul doesn't want to be obedient to him. So without any obedience to the supremely powerful Lord. And also he is searching for permanent happiness by playing the role of a false enjoyer. Like that he says. False enjoyer, enjoying Maya foolishly. So the unfortunate soul is into a hard struggle for happiness. So in the book, our Elevation to Krishna Consciousness, I think 4th chapter, I think, Hard Struggle for Happiness. There is one chapter. In that, Prabhupada says happiness comes in two ways. One way is through the senses, another way is through the money, he says. And then he says money is Lakshmi. Lakshmi belongs to Narayana. But if living entities take that Lakshmi and try to enjoy it without offering to Narayana, then they become thieves, they become sinners. Like many Ravanas they become. And they struggle like anything to enjoy. And then Prabhupada says the money that is not used in engaging in Lord's service, that money can actually become a source of all pain, become a source of big trouble. And that is why all over the world there is a competition for making money. Money is honey. And people suffer terribly even after making big money also. In America is a country, which is a capitalist country, but there are so many suicides and criminalism and all these things because of that money is not offered to Narayana. So that money which is separate from Narayana becomes a great source of trouble. Like Prabhupada says, the crying Sita in the hands of Ravana can never make Ravana happy. Whereas a smiling Sita next to Rama can make everyone and the whole world happy. Either he says. So you want a smiling Sita or crying Sita? Put her next to Rama. That is the solution. Or you want a crying Sita? Then next to her who is there? Ravana. Yeah. So in this world, all the Lakshmi is crying Lakshmi or smiling Lakshmi? Crying Lakshmi. Therefore, it's called Chanchala. She keeps jumping from one pocket to another. She can never make anyone happy. But on the other hand, worshipping Lakshmi Narayan together, that can make everybody happy. So that is about money. Then Prabhupada talks about sense gratification, where he elaborately talks about the senses, Shabda, Sparsha, Rasa, Rupa, Gandha. These are the ways in which we are trying to gratify our senses. And then he says the sense gratification is like eating salt. If you eat too much salt in a sabji, nobody can eat it. Similarly, try for too much sense gratification, your senses burn. You only suffer. Because first of all, it is not sanctioned, it's not sanctified, you are enjoying. So therefore, Prabhupada says the senses have some need. For example, hunger is one need. Thirst is another need, for example. These are all allowed. These are all sanctioned. You can drink water, you can eat food. But in food, you say, I want to eat meat, I want to eat mutton, and I want to eat chicken. No, that is not sanctioned and not sanctified. Correct, no? Similarly, you are allowed to drink water. You say, I want to drink liquor. No, that's not allowed. Correct, no? So therefore, people who take in things with their senses which are prohibited, then the sense gratification. That Prabhupada says, very beautiful sentence. Just 1 minute, I'll show you that. Unlawful and destructive. Two words Prabhupada uses. See? Powerful words. See, here is it. See here, Baba said. Read this one.
Even the cultivation of spiritual realization for one's own self-interest is unlawful and destructive.
That is jnanis, impersonless. They wanted to cause spiritual realization for their own self-interest. They go to Himalayas. And sometimes, why destructive? Because of spiritual suicide. They want to merge in Brahman and not render service to Lord. And also, see, all are working with the thought of accumulation of wealth legally, illegally. From the highest executive in the skyscraper office and down to the coolie in the street. Everybody is working very hard. He says, yeah. Yeah, and then Prabhupada says here, see, those who are not engaged in transcendental loving service of the Lord wrongfully think that they are accumulating so much money day after day. Asha pashashate irbadda kama krodha parayanaha ihante kama bhogartam anyayena artha sanchayan. Being bound by hundreds and thousands of desires by lust and anger. They use anyayena artha sanchayan. By anyaya mark, they earn money and they suffer very badly. As he says. Then, yeah, wealth I told you, correct, no? Narayana, Lakshmi Narayana, all that I told you. See, one more thing Prabhupada says, if you unlawfully accumulate money, that will be taken away by medical practitioners, lawyers. And Prabhupada says in one place, doctors, lawyers, others will loot that money from you if you unlawfully make money. Like that Prabhupada. See here, lawyers, tax collectors, so-called holy men, famines, earthquakes, all your money will be gone if you unlawfully accumulate. See, the problem is what? Unlawfully accumulated money also is taken away. Plus for unlawfully accumulating, you have to go to hell afterwards for suffering. And while living your life here, because you unlawfully accumulated it, police is always behind you. Three things. Correct, na? Yeah. The money is taken away also. And you will be caught by the police, beaten up, put behind the bars also. And yeah. See, then why do all this? Just see. Yeah. This is the one I told you, na? Yeah, one miser hesitated to purchase a copy of Bhakti got it, took his medicine and then died. Yeah. Yeah, like that is very nice, beautiful purport it is. Okay. Okay, read further.
There is a hard struggle for life by all kinds of living entities, and the Vedas say that this is quite natural. The living being is eternal by nature.
What is that hard struggle? Pavarga. Pa, fa, ba, bha, ma. Pa for like a donkey. Donkey example is given, yeah. And fa, fane, yeah. There, like sometimes a bull or a donkey or a horse, they have a fane coming in the mouth. Fane means that foam coming in the mouth because of too hot sun and going long distance breathing. So fane. Similarly, human beings are also working like donkeys nowadays. Fane coming in the mouth. And ba is bandhan. They get entangled due to fruitive actions. Like if you want to know who are the karmis, you can see the karmis are the fellows who travel in trains taking season ticket. You see that daily, day in and day out, go from long distance. You travel, work hard, play cards in the train. Correct, na? They go home and not interested in spirituality at all. You cannot sell one book in that bogie. You can try that. They know who you are. They know Hare Krishna Wala with Tilak and Kantimala, everything they know. They will not take a book. Not interested in spirituality at all. They simply make money and so hard-working karmis purpose is hanging outside the train, going long distance. So mudhas, Shastra say about the donkey example. No? So you will find that in this way, pa, fa, ba. So such fellows are preparing for karma bandhana, bondage in cycle of birth and death, correct? No? And bha, they always live in fear. Anytime the company may throw me out of the job. Nowadays, some companies, corporations are throwing out people in lakhs of number because of the corona and all that. They have fear. What will happen if they throw me out? So fear of losing the job, fear of not getting promotion, fear of being transferred from one place to another, fear of the boss. Sometimes they are made to slog worse than dogs and donkeys, but these people are willing to slog because they have more faith in material life than spiritual life. spiritual life, that's the last thing they want to do. So that's what he's saying. And ma is Mrityu. And this is a repeating phenomenon again and again. You know that the picture you have seen, a donkey is going and they put a stick. The stick is tied to the neck of the donkey, and the stick is like a U stick. Here, what is hanging? So why the carrot is dangled there? It's actually a motivator for the donkey. When the donkey goes ahead, what happens? The carrot also. If this is 1 feet ahead, 1 feet distance remains, and it keeps on going. Actually, this is a very deep significance. This picture. You ask a boy working in IT company, hey, why do you work 16 hours a day? He says, for the better prospects. Now I have better prospects. They are likely to send me abroad. Huh? I may get some foreign chance. I'm hoping after 4 years they will send me. They'll give me some promotion. Better prospects. Our Bhakti Maharaj has a famous better prospect story. He said once a man, a Dhobi had a donkey, and the other donkey was talking to him. Hey, why do you serve this Dhobi wala? Huh? We are so faithfully serving him. And the donkey said, see, yesterday night the Dhobi was chastising his daughter. You foolish girl, if you are going to be so crazy like this, I will get you married to my donkey. And I'm thinking one day he will get me married to her. So like that, Maharaj was.
Hare Krishna, is the video and audio lagging? Somebody just ping me. Devotees can confirm. Is it lagging? Is it audio is clear? Video is so video may lag a little bit because it takes a lot of bandwidth, but audio should be clear. Can somebody confirm?
Audio is
Audio is
clear.
clear,
Video
Prabhu.
is lagging. Yeah.
Audio is lagging.
Video is lagging.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, but the what Prabhuji wants to convey that is clear, right? Because most of the time it's Prabhuji only speaking. So even if it lags, it should not be a problem because video sharing generally takes a lot of bandwidth. Right. Okay. So audio is clear, right? I just wanted to confirm audio should be clear.
Audio is clear.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And we'll continue.
Selling. That is his better prospect story. So what is the better prospect the donkey was expecting? And getting married to Dhobi's daughter. So like that, these guys also have aspirations of better prospects, future. Slogging with no goal of life, no meaning of life, no purpose of life. They don't know why they are living. Who does? So that is the verse. That's what the verse is talking about. Actually, it's not a question of you are an IT company, you are a scientist, or you are a teacher, or whatever you may be. This need not be focused on any one particular audience. But what I am telling is, you have to think about what is the quality of their life. You should ask, what is the substance of your life? Ask yourself, why are you living? Do you know who you are? Why are you living? It's a meaningless, purposeless life and heading towards ignorance. Like our students are graduating out of college, graduating into nothingness, as we say. Come with an empty head, no substance at all. You may come out as big graduates holding degrees. You don't know who you are. Where are you going? What is life all about? So therefore, Prabhupada is saying this. And then it leads to only karma bandhana, he's saying. Read ahead further.
The living being is eternal by nature, but due to his bondage in material existence, he has to change his body over and over. This process is called transmigration of the soul or karma bandhan, bondage of one's work. The living entity has to work for his livelihood because that is the law of material nature, and if he does not act according to his prescribed duties, he transgresses the law of nature and binds himself more and more to the cycle of birth and death in the many species of life.
Yeah. In the Greek mythology, there's a story of the Sisyphus. The Sisyphus was one man who was given a very severe punishment by the government. I don't know what crime he did, poor fellow, but he had to take a big stone, very huge boulder stone up the hill, and then after that he has to leave it. It'll come down. It'll come down. Again he has to take it up, roll it, take it up. And while going up all the way, he'll be whipped by people. If he doesn't push it up, he'll be whipped. So here you are always afraid. Anytime they'll beat me. So he kept on rolling him, and it would be hot, sunny day. And the problem was what? Every time he takes it up, he has to leave it down, again take it up. All day this was this thing given to him, punishment given to him. Horrible, no? So our material life is not much different from that. Like you take from 0 you in your life you start with LKG, 5th standard, 10th standard, 12th standard, engineering, and then doctorate, postdoctorate. You are a professor, or you are a big engineer, whatever. And then at the end of life, everything goes to zero. Next life you start. Jack and Jill went up the hill. Again, correct, no? Again you come down. Again next life. Oh my Lord, what a tedious life. This Urmila Mataji was giving a lecture in Mayapur. She was telling, my Lord, I don't want to take one more material body, she said. Because she said, when I go to the washroom, there's a toilet and taking bath. I say, my laborious thing to do. And we have to do it every day. You keep on putting food, you have to keep on passing stool. And taking bath every day, cleaning every part of the body. All 9 holes are throwing dirty things. She said the material body itself is a curse when it comes to the point, when it comes from the point of view of maintenance. But the material body is a blessing when it comes to from the viewpoint of devotional service. Shariram kalu dharma sadhanam. If you see it as a dharma sadhan, at least the material body can be used in Krishna service. Otherwise, this body is a great curse. Having a material body, it's nothing great to have a material. And she was telling that when you look into the mirror, you think I am looking so handsome. She said it's actually a punishment on you that you are trapped in a material body made of flesh and bones, and we think it is a very beautiful body. So therefore, it's called karma bandhana. Repeatedly taking bodies again and again, foolishly, birth after birth with material desires. Yeah, go ahead.
Other life forms are also subject to the cycle of birth and death. But when the living entity attains a human life, he gets a chance to get free from the chains of karma. Karma, akarma, and vikarma are very clearly described in the Bhagavad Gita. Actions that are performed in terms of one's prescribed duties, as mentioned in the revealed scriptures, are called karma. Actions that free one from the cycle of birth and death are called akarma. And actions that are performed through the misuse of one's freedom and that direct one to the lower life forms are called vikarma. Of these 3 types of action, that which frees one from the bondage to karma, is preferred by intelligent men.
Yeah, so see, karma means activities aligned with scriptures for material elevation to heaven. See, karma means what? Activities in alignment with scriptures for material elevation to heaven. That is karma. And vikarma means prohibited activities, like the 4 regs. We say, meat eating, gambling. That is vikarma. And akarma means spiritual activities. I'm putting it in very simple terms. So the spiritual activities means that which takes you beyond the material existence to paravyoma, to the spiritual plane. So that's what Prabhupada is saying of the 3 types of action. Why should I perform activities in alignment with the scriptures, but which will give you material elevation? Material elevation means to heaven. You may go to Bholok, Swarlok, Mahalok, and even up to Satyalok also. For example, if I am a strict Naishtika Brahmachari, I will go to Satyaloka. But if I am a devotee of Krishna, engage all my activities in Krishna service, then I go to spiritual world. There's a big difference, correct now? So therefore, intelligent men always calculate the outcome of any type of karma. Should I do this karma or that karma? Actually, foolish people never bother about the consequence of their actions. They're utterly foolish. Because they generally, one boy was asking Prabhupada, Swamiji, you say that if I am living my life like this, I'll become a lusty dog in the next life. But I will not know I was in this body, no. So what's wrong if I become a dog? He was asking like that. Prabhupada said, okay, bless you, become a dog. As he said. So, think about it. Like one boy was told by the doctor that, see, you have these piles, you have to take only vegetable soups for 1 month or 2 months. Every day you have to take only vegetable soup. And the boy took it for 2-3 days and it was, very horrible because he was a great eater. So now his friends put up a party and they said, we are going to have a pizza party. And the boy was also sitting with them at 11 o'clock at night. He was eating a big pizza. And friend told him, hey, doctor told you to take soup and you are eating this. It's dangerous. Because you will have difficulty, tomorrow passing stool because it will bleed from behind. He said, stool is not going to come now. It will come only tomorrow. Think about it. Isn't it? So is he thinking of the consequence? How foolish it is. Think about it, isn't it? Because actually, the living entity just don't want to see ahead. Yeah. Because right now it's pleasurable. So their formula is what? Just do it. Correct, no? Just do it. And those who are intelligent, their formula is look before you leap. Look before you leap. Before you do anything, think twice. Like you want to cut a cloth for stitching. So measure twice, cut once, or cut twice, measure once. Huh? Yeah? Yeah. So therefore it is said, begin with the end in mind. Correct, no? If you think, because if you hurriedly you cut the cloth, and then you realize, oh, I have to cut from this side, I cut from this side. Now you cannot make pant also, you cannot make shirt also. You have to cut it into small pieces and use a kerchief only. You know? So before cutting, we have to be very thoughtful. Better that you take a pencil or something and you mark it and keep it and see everything, and then you cut, slowly cut. Don't be in a hurry when you're cutting a new cloth, isn't it? Similarly, while acting, we should always think before we act. All of us have to ask the question, if I say this or if I do this, what will be the consequence? What will be the outcome? One should think several times before putting our step ahead. Like when you're walking in the road, do you see first whether any gadda is there? And then you put your feet, or you put your feet and then check the gadda? Which one you do first? Huh? Yeah, vision first, action next. If you reverse the thing, what will happen? You are looking at the top, walking like that, and then you're falling into a manhole. Huh? And then you say, oh, now I'm seeing with my vision. Where am I? I'm in gutter inside. Correct? Huh? Isn't it? So we should see first, and then imagine you're walking, seeing first. Then what you will do? If you see a manhole, okay, you'll go from the side. So Shastras always say that see first, see the consequence first before you act. So vision first, action next. That's the whole point. Yeah, go ahead.
Ordinary men wish to perform good work in order to be recognized and achieve some higher status of life in this world or in heaven. But more advanced men want to be free altogether from the actions and reactions of work. Intelligent
You are
men,
understanding? He's comparing which two? He's comparing karma and akarma. Karma, some ordinary men think, oh, if I go to heaven, instead of 100 years, I can live 1,000 years. And here I have old age and disease. There I won't have old age and disease. Here I can drink only apple juice or pineapple juice. There I can drink amritam. And can extend my life from 1,000 to 10,000 years. Here the women are little beautiful, but there I will get apsaras. They'll be even far more beautiful. And I will enjoy in the beautiful Nandana gardens. And I've heard that life is most pleasant there. So most people generally think about, enjoying life. See, enjoying life means what? Enjoying life without, it's not a God-centered life. It's actually you align with God and perform the duty for your own enjoyment. So the goal is whose enjoyment? Our enjoyment. But you will align with God. Whereas akarma means what? You align with God for whose pleasure? For God's pleasure. You see, it's just quite the opposite, correct, no? Going to heaven means, I, me, mine is very prominent in that. Therefore we say Nastik, Astik, Bhakta. Nastik means he doesn't care about God and does all foolish activity, like just do it activities. And then he gets solid punishments he gets, birth after birth. And Astik means alliance with God for whose enjoyment? His own enjoyment. And Bhakta means he also aligns with God for Krishna's pleasure. So that's what he's saying. Go ahead.
intelligent men will know that both good and bad work equally bind one to the material miseries.
So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that punya and papa both are useless. One place he says, Bhakti will destroy both punya. And first time when I read it, Bhakti will destroy punya also. Papa has to be destroyed. But why should punya be destroyed? I was thinking. But later on I understood, punya will also delay your return back to Godhead. Imagine, for example, like I was asking in one lecture, I was asking in Hindi, आप ही बताइए, आपको क्या लोहे का चेन चाहिए, तांबा का चाहिए, सोने का चाहिए? One old man was raising hand. सोने का होता अच्छा होगा. And his wife is telling him, अरे कुछ नहीं चाहिए बोलो. His wife is telling, she's saying, why should he? Actually, both are illiterates, but one could understand. Like, no? Understood. Because she was intelligent, she understood that, even if you have a gold chain, but why should it be bound? So it's like Satoguna, Rajoguna, and so Satoguna is like what? Gold chain. You go to heaven and then there also you use 10,000 years. Actually, if you spend 10,000 years, by the time our Lord Chaitanya's, this golden period will get over. And you finish and come, correct, no? And then Ghor Kali Yuga will come after that. So one should not aspire for, therefore really intelligent man means he doesn't want to, punya or pap. He want to transcend both. Yeah. Yes. See?
Consequently, they seek that work which will free them from the reactions of both good and bad work. Such liberating work is described here in the pages of Sri Upanishad.
Yeah.
The instructions of Sri
Actually, when
Upanishad.
you talk about liberating work, it begins with Nishkama Karma Yoga. That is the beginning of liberating work. Actually, if you perform dutiful yet detached work, detached work means without anticipation of fruits. Actually, this is taught in the Vedic life right from the beginning. You will see a Brahmana is taught to give knowledge without expecting anything in return. A Brahmana's jollity comes from the opportunity to share wisdom. Actually, every one of you are all brahmacharis here sitting, and the audience also attending, all the congregation, devotees. Many actually are Brahminical in nature. The Brahminical standard means what? Brahminical standard means you should be simply joyful for having been given opportunity to share the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam with other people. And then when people get enlightened, you feel satisfaction in that. Oh, I could do some service. Brahmana is this is Brahmana. He doesn't want anything in return. But if people give him some charity, so he will tell some assistant or somebody, okay, take that amount, it can be engaged in Krishna service. Like Prabhupada says, one story, there was one Raja Krishna Chandra. He was traveling in his chariot. When he was going past one place, he found one Brahmana there. And so he looked at the Brahmana. He had some students. The Brahmana had some students who were attending a class under a tree. Chatushpat, they call it, no? And so the king stopped there and said, oh, Brahmana, I heard that you are doing a very good service to some of my students. I can build a house for you and give you. Can I? So he said, not required. Can I? You need something else, you tell me. And you know what the Brahmana said? See, I'm living under this tree, and my students bring some alms of rice, and my wife picks up this imli tree has got this leaves, She just washes the leaves and adds it, and then makes the imli leaf and the rice and little salt, and I eat it. I'm happy, he said, and I don't need anything more, he said. So Prabhupada quotes this example and says that how satisfied the Brahmanas were. Correct, no? They didn't have any complaint. They didn't have any demands. If somebody is living in the ashrama and making too many demands, that means he's actually not fit for the place. One should be very simple. Eat simple prasad. Our Ananda Gopal in the class was telling a nice point that in this temple you are getting a facility to stay and facility to eat some prasadam, and you want some books to study Shastra, so books are provided for you. So like roti kapda makan, food, clothing, shelter is provided. Basic needs are provided for practicing spiritual life. If you have come for spiritual life, you will be very happy. But if you have come for something else, will you be happy? You won't be happy. Then you will say that this is not there, that is not there. So many reasons will be giving. So therefore, he is saying that, I was telling you about Nishkama Karma. So Brahmana is satisfied simply with the spiritual ambience and opportunity for studying and teaching. You are happy with this. Kshatriya is happy in offering protection. Kshat means to protect. And he doesn't want anything. If he can protect, like if a king protected somebody and that fellow is ready to give him some 1,000 rupees, will he accept? He will not accept. He will say, I only did my duty, he will say. Similarly, Vaishya gives charity. He will not take money. Like some Grihastha devotee came here after he gave the lecture. He was going when we gave some money in those days, we didn't know. He said, hey, what is that? You are giving me money. He said, take this 5,000. No, I have lakhs of rupees. I am coming to just give a talk here. But as Grihastha, I am supposed to give donation to the temple, not that you give money for my travel. He was giving. So Vaishya is happy giving charity. In fact, he delights in giving charity to Brahmana, tax to the Kshatriya, and food, clothing, shelter to the Shudras. And when he does it, he feels his life is successful. Giving cows, giving gold, giving everything. That's where he finds joy. That means Vedic life teaches you to find happiness in giving, not in grabbing. So modern day culture is grabbing culture. Grab, 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 and say, now I am satisfied. That's modern culture. Grab, 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 grab. And Vedic life means give, 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 give. Brahmana, give wisdom. Kshatriya, give protection. Vaishya, give charity. Shudra, give service. And after doing giving, what do you do? Be happy. So see, this is Nishkama Karma Yoga. Correct, no? So when you do your duty and do it as do it in a detached spirit, like Janaka Maharaj was ruling the world in a very detached way, without any material anticipation of results, and as an offering to the Supreme Lord. That is how it begins. The liberating work begins from that. And then as you proceed further, you can go to Jnana Yoga. Then actually, if you continue Nishkama Karma Yoga nicely, one will come to the aspiration of liberation from the material world. And then one goes to Ashtanga Yoga. In Jnana Yoga, you develop a desire for freedom from birth and death. In Ashtanga Yoga, you finalize understanding that God is super soul. But you have a formal relationship with him. And when you come to Bhakti Yoga, you have a sweet relationship with him, with Bhagavan. Yeah. Go ahead.
The instructions of Sri Upanishad are more elaborately explained in the Bhagavad Gita, sometimes called Gitopanishad, the cream of all Upanishads. In the Bhagavad Gita 3.9 to 16, the personality of Godhead says that one cannot attain the state of Naishkarmya or Akarma without executing the prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedic literature. This
that means
literature
Brahmana has his duties. Shamat, Damat, Tapashaucham, Shantirarjavam, Evacha, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikyam, Brahma Karma, Svabhavajam. Control of the mind, control of the senses, austerities, cleanliness, and tolerance, forgiveness, and simplicity, knowledge and realization. All these things are Brahmana's duties. And then, what are Kshatriya's duties? What is that? Beginning? No, what is the first word? Shauryam, Tejo, Dhritir, Daksham, Yuddhe, Chapi, Palayanam. Correct, no? Shauryam, Tejo, Dhritir, Daksham, Yuddhe. So in this way, Brahma Karma, Shatra Karma, Vaishya Karma, and Shudra Karma are given. So that's prescribed duty one should do. Without that, first of all, you should do the duty, and then only so we have to have both Guna and Karma of in all the four orders. So the Guna Karma Vibhagasha, he says, no? So we should have the qualities also, and cultivate the qualities of a Brahmana, and also cultivate the activities of Brahmana. Both we should do that. Yeah, go ahead.
This literature can regulate the working energy of a human being in such a way that he can gradually realize the authority of the Supreme Being. When he realizes the authority of the personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, or Krishna, it is to be understood that he has attained the stage of positive knowledge. In this purified stage, the modes of nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance, cannot act, and he is able to work on the basis of Naishkarmya. Such work does not bind one to the cycle of birth and death.
Yeah. Actually, what happens when you begin as a Nishkama Karma Yogi, you don't know the Supreme Lord in that stage, but you know there is a Supreme. There is somebody Supreme. Some of them in Naishkarmya stage think that God is impersonal Supreme. And some of them know him as Paramatma. When I was in my school days, we had got used to saying, Oh Krishna Paramatma, Oh Krishna Paramatma, we used to say, but we didn't know that the Paramatma is Vishnu form in our heart. So some people think it is Krishna, it's Vishnu, or some people think it is Purushottama Lord. They don't know exactly who he is. Some supreme being. Like that they know Naishkarmya stage. So Brahmanas are often worshippers of sometimes demigods, sometimes impersonal Brahman, sometimes Vishnu, Rama, Krishna, Shiva also. They worship like that. But then when you keep doing Naishkarmya, see the beauty of Naishkarmya is, the fruit of Naishkarmya is you gain freedom from material attachment. Because you are already working with what spirit? Detached spirit. So when the attachment or hold to the material world reduces, then you aspire for liberation. Correct, no? And then you cultivate jnana. The fruit of Naishkarmya is two things. Knowledge and detachment comes. And then you strengthen the knowledge more and more. That culminates in understanding of dhyana, avasthita, tadgata, manasa. Then the knowledge culminates in Vasudeva Sarvamiti. You understand that. Then you keep on focusing on Lord Vasudeva and doing meditation, you attain Bhagavan. That is how it strengthens from Karma Yoga to Jnana and Ashtanga, like that. Yeah. Basically, all these things, beginning from Nishkama Karma to Jnana to Yoga to Bhakti, they all are liberating. And that means the effect of three modes on you, they will lose the grip. As you go higher and higher and higher. Then you go, like this, what is that verse? He says, Mam Jivabhya Vicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samatitetan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. You are completely taken away from the three gunas, beyond. Next para.
Factually, no one has to do anything more than render devotional service to the Lord. However, in the lower stages of life, one cannot immediately adopt the activities of devotional service, nor can one completely stop fruitive work. A conditioned soul is accustomed to working for sense gratification, for his own selfish interest, immediate or extended.
Yeah. So, therefore, Varnashrama, along with hearing and chanting, is prescribed. Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyeta yavata matkata shravanadau va shraddha yavan na jayate. This is the Lord Krishna telling Uddhava and the 11th canto. Beautiful verse it is. What he is saying, See, tavat karmani kurvita. You should engage in varnashrama up to that point of time. Till when? He's saying. Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyata yavata. Till you have not yet developed complete detachment from those activities. Like for example, somebody wants sense gratification. Then there is brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyas. Those activities. The spiritual. And varna is brahman, kshatriya, vaishya, shudra. Engage in these things. And you are not able to take off from the world, don't worry. Do these activities and do it as an offering to Supreme Lord. And side by side, do little hearing. Shravanam and Kirtanam. Hear some Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, keep it little bit. And a stage will come, he says, when hearing, chanting becomes prominent in your life. That becomes so prominent that these activities don't give you any more happiness. The Varnashram activities. Then you transcend it. At that time, you can kick it off. The lower thing. And then you fully engage in which one? Hearing and chanting. Bhagavata Dharma. That time, only Shuddha Bhakti will go on. Till that time, you hold on to both. Because this is the lower platform is required, Varnashram is required for sense gratification, and that is required for purification. So a little bit of gratitude, of course, sense gratification doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. It's like regulated, sanctioned and sanctified sense gratification with the goal of purification. That's very important. This is allowed for you. For example, right now, we are all brahmacharis. You are allowed to say, live in the ashrama. You are allowed to accept this much sleep, this much food, this much activity, correct? No? Some freedom is given, certain things. And then as one becomes purified, when one becomes a Paramahamsa, Mahabhagavata, afterwards one transcends the Varnashrama completely. One goes beyond Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Sannyas. Then those duties are no more there. Then 24/7, one is doing only hearing, chanting, glorifying the Lord. And he doesn't know when is night, when is day. Mahaprabhu many times were whole night awake also. Correct, no? But are we in that platform? So therefore we are following Varnashrama plus PDS. Pure devotion service, like that he's saying. Yeah.
An ordinary man works for his own sense enjoyment, and when this principle of sense enjoyment is extended to include his society, nation, or humanity in
So
general.
why he is calling us nationalism and altruism and philanthropism, humanitarianism, all of them Prabhupada calls it as sense gratification, extended sense gratification. Why? For example, if you say, I am an Indian, you say, that means you identify with India, therefore you have to serve India as a patriot. Correct, no? I am a Brahmana, you say. Then you will join the Brahman Sangha. I am from the most famous state of India called Tamil Nadu. I say like that. Then I will join which Sangha? Brahman Sangha. Because you identify with it. Whatever material identification you do, you are definitely going to be a part of that club. Like some people very much attach importance to their place of birth and the language also. Like, somebody may say, Prabhu, this state is the best state. Why? Because I am born there. Correct, no? Like that. So that means any material identification makes you obliged also. But if you identify only with Krishna, then Sarvatmanaya, Sharanam Sharanyam, Gato Mukundam, Parikartakartam. You are free from all material obligations. Therefore, either concentrated sense gratification or extended sense gratification. Like the Prabhupada calls them. Yeah, go ahead.
These isms are certainly very attractive forms of karma bandhana, karmic
See,
bondage.
attractive forms of karma. Why is going attractive forms? Because externally they look very nice. He's a great philanthropist. Oh, he's a great, they are using all these names for many Mahatmas, they call, no? Like many people have done a lot of social service. Like Mahatma Phule, Mahatma Dubey, you have heard that, no? Yeah, yeah, they have names like that. They have done a lot of social service. But they are called as Mahatma. Actually, Mahatma should be used only for one who has taken shelter of Radharani. They only should be called by the name Mahatma. Not that you use for all social workers. Actually, nationalists, social workers, they are all this is attractive forms of karma bandhana. Go ahead.
But the Vedic instruction of Sri Upanishad is that one actually wants to live for any of the above isms, he should make them God-centered. There is no harm in becoming a family man or an altruist, a socialist, a communist, a nationalist, or a humanitarian, provided that one executes his activities in relation with Ishavasya.
Yeah. Let me put God in the center, he's saying. Instead of ordinary communism, do spiritual communism. He's saying. Like you want to give annadan, so you cook food. Actually, Rasraj Prabhu was asked one question by somebody. So, sir, I heard that you will only eat that which is offered to Krishna. He said, no. He said, really? That means you can eat anything anywhere. He said, I don't eat food that is offered to Krishna. I only eat that food which is intended for, which is cooked for Krishna and offered to Krishna. Only that I will accept, he said. It's not that somebody is cooking for the home and then you suddenly run into the kitchen and say, I will offer it and give you. That was not intended for Krishna. Correct, no? He said, therefore I eat only in devotees' homes who intend to cook for Krishna, and then they offer it. Only that I accept, he said. So therefore, these activity people at least can do the second part. What is the second part? At least offering. वो cooking करते समय कुछ चेतना नहीं है. They don't have any consciousness. At least you offer it to Krishna, and then gradually the intention will also follow. Yeah, sure. And then the next para in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada is talking about 8.4 million species of life. One will not fall down to this by doing vikarma and get into the evolutionary cycle, he is saying. Therefore, Ishavasyas will save you from falling down into the animal bodies and all. And then by engaging in this Ishavasya principle, you can wish to live for many years. Otherwise, a long life is useless, he is saying. Like hogs and dogs and, like that, he is saying. And the last line he says, a humble God-centered life is more valuable than a colossal hopes of a life dedicated to godless altruism or socialism. I explained to you with the Tarvakim Najivanti verse. And then when all the altruistic activities are in spirit of Ishavasya, they become a form of karma yoga. Then when God is put in the center, it becomes karma yoga. Yeah, such activities are recommended in the Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapter 5 to 9, for they guarantee their executor protection from danger of sliding down in the evolutionary process of 8.4 million species. Even though such gods and activities may be half finished, they are still good for the executor because they will guarantee him a human form. Swalpam apyasya dharmasya. Trayate mahato bayat. Correct, no? Yeah. In this way, and how one can execute gods and activities elaborately explained in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami. And the purpose is written English translation to this. They recommend everybody to go through that, he's saying. Shri Prabhupada ki, Bhakti ki.
Hare Krishna. So we'll end here. Shla Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Isopanishad ki jai, Jai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.